ought to be a national priority, but past governments at different levels have played lip service. What is your take?
Well, I believe that education is the very foundation of societies. And if you have a well-educated mass population, that is the foundation and basis for prosperity. When people are educated, people are more productive, especially women. Women are very important in societies, and we must ensure that they are educated because they are the ones who educate the children. They spend more time with the children, and they mold the children more than the men do. And education ought to be free and qualitative at every level, from primary school to secondary school to even university. Because if you have an enlightened workforce or populace, you can drive the economy to more productivity, and life will be better for everybody. And indeed, government should see it as a priority and provide for it in the budget from the states to the federal level, so that people, children of the rich and the poor, can go to the same schools and learn the same subjects and have access to education facilities to enable them compete. The world is now global. People can sit down in London and access information in Nigeria. So our kids are going to compete in a globalized world. We must prepare them by investing in education. And for those schools that are unable to afford, or the children of the poor, they should also provide school meals for them, because they cannot learn productively on an empty stomach. So education is very important, and government must re-emphasize and devote resources to it. And National Assembly must support the government to pass the budget on time and to increase the allocation due to education. For you to be a great leader, you must be open-minded, you must be a voracious reader, you must be patient, you must be a thinker, and you must have the welfare of the people at heart.
What can you say is the cause of the poor reading habit among the young ones?
Well, there are a variety of reasons. I will begin with the home. The parents must teach the children how to read and read to them regularly. And then going to the school, the teachers must emphasize reading culture. The children must be able to read properly, to speak well. And you see, reading makes you to understand the world. Those who are widely read can talk about America, even if they haven't been there before, just from the books. So reading is very important, and the reason why perhaps the culture is declining is because of the lack of emphasis. The schools, the primary schools, the secondary schools, the universities must emphasize the reading culture. The fact that students must read something every day.
What can be done to improve reading culture, not only in the young ones, but every Nigerian?
It's still down to regular emphasis. Somebody once said that to hide an information from some people who don't read is to put that in a book, because they won't see it. What we can do is to make sure that we emphasize it, like this program now on TV. It's a wonderful program, and it's good that it's aired prominently, so people can understand the benefits of reading. Whatever you want to be in life, you must read constantly. If you're a leader, you must read constantly, so you have information, so you have knowledge, so you're analytical. If you're a student, you must read all the time. So we can do these things by forming reading clubs. For instance, an NGO which I support and I chair, called Foundation for Youth Development. We have a program coming up soon where we're going to teach people how to read, and children who are autistic will also be aided by experts so that they can develop a proper reading culture. So I encourage people to take part in that program.
What is the role of lawyers
Lawyers have a very important role in a democracy. Lawyers are supposed to represent people in court and to argue their case. Our law assumes everybody who is accused to be innocent until proven guilty. So lawyers are supposed to be the ones to prove people's guilt or innocence in a court of law. Therefore, lawyers must be hardworking and they must be voracious readers. They must be enlightened, and they are officers in the temple of justice. They are to present the cases before the judges to enable them to see the innocence or otherwise of their clients. That's why every country in the world that is run properly and is making progress must be run in keeping with the rule of law. The law is very important. The law is the foundation of society. And that is why the judiciary, where the judges adjudicate cases, is very important, because they settle disputes between people and between arms of government. And the judiciary must be respected, and people must obey their orders, because society is founded on the rule of law. Where there's no rule of law or disobedience of court orders, it's an invitation to anarchy and lawlessness. So lawyers have a role to play. Lawyers must be very bold, very courageous, and they must speak truth to power, because those in power constantly need reminders of what the masses are feeling so they can address their welfare. Lawyers, by their training, are articulate, and they're the ones who make good advocates, and they must have clear consciences, and they must stand by the truth. At times it's convenient to lie, but people should not lie. Lawyers must stand by the truth, and they must speak truth to power. And Nigerians must be given the benefit of the legal due process, which assumes people innocent until proven guilty. That's what our law says. So lawyers are very important in a democracy. In fact, not just in a democracy, in every society, you need to have lawyers. Otherwise, disputes will be settled without recourse to the law, and that will be anarchy and lawlessness.
Education ought to be a national priority, but past governments at different levels have played lip service. What is your take?
Well, I believe that education is the very foundation of societies. And if you have a well-educated mass population, that is the foundation and basis for prosperity. When people are educated, people are more productive, especially women. Women are very important in societies, and we must ensure that they are educated, because they are the ones who educate the children. They spend more time with the children, and they mold the children more than the men do. And education ought to be free and qualitative at every level, from primary school to secondary school to even university. Because if you have an enlightened workforce or populace, you can drive the economy to more productivity, and life will be better for everybody. And indeed, government should see it as a priority and provide for it in the budget from the states to the federal level, so that people, children of the rich and the poor, can go to the same schools and learn the same subjects and have access to education facilities to enable them compete. The world is now global. People can sit down in London and access information in Nigeria. So our kids are going to compete in a globalized world. We must prepare them by investing in education. And for those schools that are unable to afford, or the children of the poor, they should also provide school meals for them, because they cannot learn productively on an empty stomach. So education is very important, and government must re-emphasize and devote resources to it. And National Assembly must support the government to pass the budget on time and to increase the allocation due to education.
What advice do you have for the young ones in developing a good reading culture?
Yes, my advice to young ones is to ensure that every day when they have a free times after school, they devote at least an hour to reading a novel or any book of interest. And people should read every day, and that they should pay attention when they're in class, when they're being taught. And they should take good notes, which they should come back home and read again and amend. That way, whatever you learn is fresh in your mind, and you don't have to overwork yourself when exams come. You must read gradually. You should form a culture of reading things and making sure that your spellings are correct. Where you're not sure of a word, you go to a dictionary or you ask your parents. And these days, with the availability of internet, you can get the meaning of any word very quickly. So I think the secret to being proficient in reading is to read every day, and to read outside of your curriculum, to read novels and to read books of interest.